So it's 5:35. I want to be respectful of your time, so I'll let people in as they're coming. Let's get started. My name is Charles Frank. I am the Senior Associate Director of Admissions at the University of Mount St. Vincent. Joining me tonight is my amazing colleague, Roxanne Shannon, the Associate Director of Financial Aid, who will talk to you about how to finance your graduate school. Um, Degree, your courses, your tuition. So Roxanne will go over all the goodies about financing your graduate school education. I'm sure you know the name Jessica Haylock from site. She's in touch with everyone as well. Jessica is under the weather and will not be joining us tonight. So we'll just give her a synopsis tomorrow about what we discussed. Plus, this is live streaming anyway. So Roxanne, I'm going to turn the floor over to you because I know you have another commitment tonight. So it's all yours, Roxanne. I think Roxanne left and should be signing back in. Well, while we're waiting for Roxanne, I'll talk quickly about up there she is. She's coming back in now. Has anyone heard of the University of Mount St. Vincent in Riverdale in the northern edge of the Bronx? You may have heard of us by our old name, the College of Mount St. Vincent. We became a university in January of 2024. So we're 2 years in our university. Thank you, Donald. Very good. I'm going to use that tomorrow, Donald. Donald, just do a dad joke in the chat for us. All right, Roxanne, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Um, I think when I logged out,
I have to make
yeah,
you co-host again, right?
yeah, sorry
I
about
realize.
that.
Confirm. Now you can share your screen.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Donald, I love that's one of my favorites.
That was a good one. Made me chuckle too, so thank you. Hi, everyone. Good evening. As Charles mentioned, my name is Roxanne Shannon. I am one of the associate directors here at the Mount in the financial aid office. So I manage the online graduate programs here at the Mount. So I'm going to tell you pretty much an overview of financial aid and what to expect. Um, Give me one more second. Yeah, we're just going to go with this. So I think I pulled up the wrong presentation. I'm sorry about that. I have snow brain today. Give me one more second. If that is such a thing, snow brain. So pretty much with financial aid, you're starting in the summer. So in the spring, right?
No,
Spring,
this
Charles?
starting. This is for the summer cohort starting on May
Summer
30th.
cohort. Okay, good. So with the summer session, um, it's a good time to start because you are able to use, you're flexible with your loans, right? So give me one more second. Let me just share this. What is happening with me today? Charles is looking at me like, what is she doing? There we
No,
go. Sorry about that, guys. So this is what it's going to look like, right? You're going to go on to studentaid.gov. You're going to need to have your tax returns with you. First step, you're going to create a FSA ID. So this FSA ID, you're going to keep with you for the whole duration of your program because you're going to need it to log on to do other items, which I'll mention in the next couple of slides. So FSA ID, you're logged on, you're doing your FAFSA, you've already done your FAFSA application. So I should say while you're doing your FAFSA application, it's going to ask you if you're a graduate professional. You need to list yourself as a graduate professional and not a freshman. It is super important because if you list yourself as a freshman, you will get undergraduate level loans, right? As a master's degree student, the level of your loans is different. So you also need to indicate if you have a high school degree or a GED. So the application that I want you guys to do right now is 2526. The loan eligibility for a master's degree is 20,500. But keep in mind, because you're starting in the summer, you're only going to get a third of that money. Okay. And with site, you have to do 6 credits in order to utilize the loans. So when borrowing the loans, there is a $50 origination fee that's going to come off the top of the loan. So I like to let students know that because they always say, well, I borrowed this amount. How come I'm only having this amount on that's paid to my bill? Because there is a fee that goes to the federal government. So you still have your FSCID. Sorry, you have your FSCID. You're going to log on to studentaid.gov. So that's after you completed your FAFSA, you submitted it. You've signed it with your FSCID, which is your electronic signature. You're going to go back on to studentaid.gov and you're going to do a graduate level loan entrance counseling and master promissory note. So these 2 items, they pretty much activate the loans for you, right? They activate the FAFSA and everything. So the master promissory note is your electronic signature telling the federal government, hey, I promise to repay this loan. So on studentaid.gov, I just put 2 screens here for you guys to see what it looks like when you're on there. And I highlighted them here. So this is what it's going to look like. And it's going to say graduate professional. I put another screen here for you to see because these are the most frequently asked questions, right? What does it look like? Where am I going to? How do I find it on studentaid.gov? So things to keep in mind. You are entitled to borrow Grad Plus loans as well. But even though the Grad Plus loans are open-ended, it is limited to how much the cost of attendance is. Cost of attendance, you can find that listed on the school's website as well, and it will explain to you a little bit more about how we award loans and stuff like that. So if you want to forego everything and just do a payment plan, you can also do that through self-service, through your student portal. And there's options to do that. There's options to make one-time payments. So that's available to you as well. Student accounts will help you navigate that process. And this is my email address. And Michaela works closely with me. We both manage site together. She manages the billing part of the program and payment plans and stuff like that. So you have any questions about payment plans, payments, she's the person to contact. Any questions for me today?
And Roxanne, just to confirm, right? Because I know students there, it's a little confusing with the studentaid.gov. No Pell or TAP on the graduate level, right?
No Pell or TAP. You're strictly loans. Yep. The loan limit is 20,500. You're starting in the summer. So again, you will get a third of that. You will not get the whole 20,500. Yes, you are eligible for it, but you won't get it because you're starting in a standalone semester. So you're going to do your 25, 26, then you're going to do 26, 27 for fall.
And then that'll give them another 20,500 for fall, next, the
Yes.
following spring and the following summer, right? Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Any questions for Roxanne? Now, don't worry about memorizing everything Roxanne said. we're going to send this PowerPoint to everyone in attendance tonight, so you can use it as a very helpful resource. You will find
Mhm.
it very helpful. Roxanne, someone wrote how many months are typically in the payment plan. That just came up in the chat.
Yes, so keep in mind your master's degree is done in sessions. So it's 2 sessions per semester. And I believe it's 6 to 7 week blocks.
No, that's the asynchronous. The psych program is 5 Saturdays.
So
So
still 6 weeks, right?
5 weeks.
5 weeks.
Hmm.
Okay, so you really don't have a drawn out payment plan. So it would probably have to do it in 2 payments or 1 payment. But again, if you speak with Michaela in student accounts, she could help you navigate that. If you need a little extra time, if payments overlap, we do try to work with students because we know the sessions are short. Um, but there wouldn't be a drawn out payment plan. No.
That's good. Thank you.
You're
Any
welcome.
questions for Roxanne? And again, we will send you guys that PowerPoint first thing tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Questions for Roxanne about the loans, payment plans, filling out the FAFSA?
So it's hi, this is Chelsea. So this is typically it's a one payment plan per session, if I'm understanding that correctly.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, since you're starting in May, like Roxanne said, the payment plan for summer will be limited because summer is only May, June, and July.
Right, right. What if you were doing it for fall? Same thing?
It's still the same thing. It's
Okay.
still, remember, it's still sessions,
Hmm.
2 sessions per semester.
Right.
So it's still going to be 5 week blocks. But you could always, let's say you're going to start in fall, you enroll early, you could always start prepaying your class if you want to. If you're
Okay.
really adamant and you don't want to use loans, you could always start prepaying the class.
Any other questions for Roxanne before we go into the high class world of admissions? So I'm going to share my screen now, and then we'll hit on a few other topics, okay? Can you see my screen, everyone? I did a vibrant blue, so it stands out. So again, we are the University of Mount St. Vincent. We are located in Riverdale, New York. It is the extreme northern edge of the Bronx. We're literally 1 block outside of Yonkers. That's how far north in the Bronx we are. It's a absolutely beautiful, breathtaking campus. And this program is run through our partnership with Site. Now, Site is our partner. They work with dozens and dozens of schools to offer, in partnership with dozens of colleges, teacher programs, school counseling, mental health counseling, school administrator, doctorate programs. I personally have been working with Site for 17 years now. I worked at the college in New Rochelle. We worked with Site. Then I was at Concordia College in Bronxville. We worked with Site. Now I'm at the University of Mount St. Vincent. We work with Site. So Site is our partner. They do the marketing and the recruiting and the advertising, and they register students for classes. Yet everything that you do, you are a full University of Mount St. Vincent student. So your degree, your transcripts, your diploma, everything you do, your courses, the professors, everything is University of Mount St. Vincent. Once you're registered, I love to tell students to come up, get a physical ID card. You have access to everything on campus as a Mount St. Vincent student. The library, the computer labs, this is an incredible gym. The campus is all yours because, again, although you're online, you're a full Mount St. Vincent student. So you have access to everything we offer on campus. Basically, we're just going to hit on the different. So a lot of students ask, are you accredited? Is your education department accredited? So we just received reaccreditation for the next 10 years by Middle States. And our education program is fully accredited by 2 independent accrediting organizations as well. The biggest one is ACREP, which is the most sought after teacher education preparation program accreditation there is in the country. Okay, so we're fully accredited. All of our graduates, masters in teacher education, are registered with the New York State Department of Education, and they all need the full New York State teacher certification. Okay. I'll give you a quick little history. The University of Mount St. Vincent was founded in 1847 by the Sisters of Charity. It's 70 acres, completely gated, very safe, and the campus is majestic. It's breathtaking. Again, if you get time over the summer, come up. I will personally give you a full tour of the campus. It's absolutely beautiful. It was the private estate, believe it or not, of a Shakespearean actor of his time by the name of Edwin Forrest. And Edwin and his wife divorced, so he sold his entire estate to the Sisters of Charity in 1847. They opened up a young women's academy. From there, it became a junior college, and it is now where we stand today. It's a four-year college. Now we're a university. We offer certificates, associates, bachelor's, and master's degree. We're only 12 miles from Midtown Manhattan. There is a Metro North Riverdale train station less than 2 miles away from the campus. And since we are technically in the Bronx, we are listed as one of the five oldest colleges in New York City. The university became co-ed in 1974 when they started admitting men. Right now, we're listed as the sixth most diverse college in the nation. And for 3 years running, U.S. News and World Report has named us number one top performer for social mobility. Okay, so that is an accolade that we are very, very proud of. So let's talk about the programs that we offer you. We have a dual certification program. Not many universities and colleges are offering dual certification programs anymore. So we have a dual certification. It's childhood ed grades 1 through 6 with special ed all grades. Okay. In the fall of 2024, New York State changed the special ed portion of this program to encompass all grades. So with childhood ed grades 1 through 6, with special ed all grades, pre-K to grade 12, having those two certifications will really make you marketable. You could teach in a gen ed classroom, a special ed classroom, an ICT, an inclusive classroom, a self-contained classroom, a resource room. So you have so many more options with the dual program. Then we have another dual program, which is birth to grade 2, early childhood general ed, birth to 2, and that portion of special ed is also birth to grade 2. So those of you that prefer to work in the pre-K or the lower grades, that may be the program for you, okay? We have TESOL, that's teaching English to speakers of other languages, okay, TESOL. That encompasses pre-K to grade 12. Although it says fall only, we are starting a TESOL cohort this upcoming summer, okay? So the TESOL program is 30 credits if you are currently a New York State certified teacher. And I don't mean a teacher assistant or an attendance teacher. You have to be fully certified as a teacher in New York. If you are, then the TESOL program would only be 30 credits. If you're not a certified teacher in New York, you would be doing 36 credits. For those of you that are not certified, there's the addition of a special ed class and a literacy class, okay? And then we offer a special ed all grades generalist master's by itself. Some students might prefer to just work in special ed. They really don't want the general ed certification. And again, that is the same. It's pre-K to grade 12, 30 credits if you're a certified teacher, 36 credits for those of you that are not certified. Now, with the special ed all grades program, this summer, we're only offering that to the certified teachers, the 30 credit professional track. The initial certification for non-certified students, 36 credits, will start in the fall. Okay. So again, special ed all grades, summer, May 30th, will start the certified 30 credit track. The fall, October, will start the 36 credit track initial certification is called for our non-certified students. The tuition is incredible. It's $425 a credit. If you check around with our competitors, everyone is well over $1,000 a credit. We've been able to freeze this tuition as long as I've been working with sites since 2009. So 425 a credit is absolutely mind-blowing. And then there's a $50 technology fee added one time each semester. Now that it is a synchronous online program. And in a few minutes, I'll explain how that works. So we are by far the lowest tuition in the entire state of New York. It's just absolutely incredible. Let's talk about the admission requirements, okay? Because this is a master's level program, you must have a bachelor's degree from any accredited college or university anywhere in the US or in the world, okay? We do need official transcripts sent to us by your colleges and universities. All universities and colleges you've attended, regardless. Say, for instance, like I have students that have said, okay, my Lehman College shows my Bronx Community College transfer credits on top. For our accreditation purposes, we do need the transcripts from all colleges where you've taken 6 or more credits, okay? It can even be 9 or more credits. The reason is, number one, we figure all of your transcripts into one overall combined grade point average. And sometimes it works. A lot of times it works in your favor. I recently worked with a young lady who had a low GPA from her degree granting college, but then her GPA from her community college was mind-blowing. And the two factored together got her admitted hands down. We look for a cumulative grade point average of 3.0, but that is in no way set in stone. Absolutely not. We understand things happen when you're in college. Life happens. You may have been working full time. You may have been a parent. You may have been caring for a parent or an ill relative. You may have been ill yourself. We understand things come up. So that GPA requirement is very flexible. Okay. We review and evaluate every application fairly and equally. Okay. If you have your bachelor's degree from outside of the US, with the exception of Puerto Rico and some universities in Canada that adhere to the US grading format, we must have a course by course evaluation from really any evaluating service. I've noticed that they all belong to NACES now, West, Globe. Spantran is quicker and a lot more cost effective. West tends to take very long and they tend to be rather costly. So really any evaluating service, but it must be course by course. That'll give us the US equivalent of your grades, your GPA, your courses, the number of credits, and your degree. Okay? So, in addition to all of your transcripts, and I want to mention that to get you a decision, we can take unofficial transcripts and student copies. Absolutely no problem. As long as your official transcripts arrive by the end of the summer, by the end of August. So, you can absolutely submit student copies and unofficial transcripts. Absolutely. And we can get you a decision with those. Okay. There is an application, and by the way, I will be sending everyone this PowerPoint as well tonight, tomorrow morning, actually. So again, this is another really good handy reference. You can go back to it and say, okay, that's something I think I missed. You can go through the slides on your own. We have an application specific to this partnership, okay? It's on both our website and on the site website, either one. And here is the link. So when I send you the PowerPoint tomorrow morning, you'll have the link to the application right there. We need 2 letters of recommendation. They can be from anyone. As long as they're not close personal friends or family, they can be from colleagues at work, supervisors, professors you have or may have had in the past. Very flexible. Again, as long as it's not close personal friends or family. We need a current resume. That kind of gives us a snapshot of who you are, what you've been doing since college. All right. We just kind of browse through it. It's not recommended that you have an education background. We take students into this program from all backgrounds, all majors. I would say a good half of our students are career changers. Many of my students have had undergrad degrees in psychology, sociology, criminal justice. I have a lot of business administration majors. So our program is geared both to those of you that may have had an undergrad major in education and those of you that had undergrad majors in other areas. It's very welcoming. and you will feel right at home. We slowly transition you from the foundations courses slowly into the methods of teaching courses. So again, this is geared towards both, okay? So you will definitely feel at home regardless of your major. And then we need a writing sample. When you go in and start your application, you will come across a writing prompt. It's a very interesting, very short article to read by Sonia Nieto, who is an education pioneer called Teaching, Caring, and Transforming. And she just kind of talks about ways to keep your students engaged in the classroom instruction. And then there were just a few questions to answer based on that reading. Okay. There are no right or wrong answers. We just like to gauge that your writing is graduate level. And I would say 99% of my students are. I've very rarely come across a writing sample that really wasn't graduate level. Okay. And here we go. I have to fix this because now I'm the senior associate director, and this is my information. You can email me anytime. Email is the best way to reach me because even if sometimes I may be sitting in a meeting, a Zoom meeting or a Microsoft Teams meeting, and I'm still answering emails, and someone else may have been speaking, or there's a quick break. So email is the best way to reach me. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to mention a few other things as well. Now, for the TESOL program, the Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, New York State has a liberal arts language credit requirement that we must follow. So you must have had for the TESOL program, okay, 12 credits in your undergrad history in any language other than English. I would say a good 75% of my students only took 3 or 6 credits in college, right? Most colleges required you to take maybe 3 or 6 credits. You can make up the additional credits that you're short while you're in the master's program. And what happens is once I review your application and I see that you may be missing some of those 12 foreign language credits, I'll send you the number of credits you're missing, and I also send you a really nice list of options to complete anything you may be missing. So you have the entire master's degree to make those up. Everything from CLEP exams to SUNY online courses, okay? Um, and the other program that has liberal arts requirement is the special ed all grades. Whether you're doing the special ed all grades by itself or the childhood ed dual program with the special ed all grades. New York State again has a liberal arts requirements, and that is 6 credits each in English, which everybody has, history and social science, which everybody has. And then you need 6 credits in math and 6 credits in science, okay? And again, I will do the audit once your application is complete and ready for a decision, and I'll let you know if you're missing. And again, you'll have the entire master's degree to make up anything you may be missing. Okay? Now, um, the science can be very flexible. I mean, anthropology courses sometimes can count as a science. Physical and human geography will count as a science. So I'll let you know when we get to that point as well. Okay. Another question I'm asked is, do you take transfer credits? And I say, absolutely. Now, we can accept up to 6 transfer credits into any of our graduate programs, okay? Providing they meet the following criteria. They must be within the last 5 years, okay? They must be a grade of a B or better, graduate level, and closely aligned to the courses in our program, in the program that you've decided to enroll, okay? So again, we'll take up to 6 graduate credits as long as they meet those criteria. Another thing I always like to mention is there is something called an internship certificate, which is your certification issued conditionally, they call it. Once you complete 50% of the graduate program that you enroll, okay? So halfway through your program, and as long as you have the DASA workshop completed in your Teach account and you have your fingerprints in your Teach account, we can recommend you to the state for what's called the internship certificate. You'll go in and apply, and it's a conditional certification, and it's valid until you graduate from the program. So keep in mind, it's up to each individual school district if they want to honor that and hire you as a full teacher with the internship certificate. I've seen many schools that have, especially in the DOE, and then I've seen schools that have not, okay, but more so than not. So that's something to think about as well. I don't like to hit you with any kind of surprises, but once you enroll in student teaching, there's a $750 student teaching fee. So if you're in the dual certification, for instance, childhood ed and special ed, because you'll do two student teaching experiences, one in general ed and one in special ed. So that would be a 750 student teaching fee for the childhood ed student teaching and a $750 student teaching fee for the special ed student teaching. If you are only doing just the special ed or just the TESOL, then there's only one student teaching experience in those because it's only one certification, and that's just the one $750 student teaching fee, okay? So we talked about pretty much transfer credits. We talked about, now, if you're a certified teacher, I really am not authorized to answer any student teaching questions or fieldwork questions. What happens is we send you over to Dr. Mary Ellen Sullivan, who is our student teaching and fieldwork. I call her the guru. She answers all student teaching questions in fieldwork hours. Okay. But I can tell you, if you're a certified teacher, you are exempt from any fieldwork hours that courses may have. Some courses have 10, 15, 20 hours of fieldwork. Some do not. Okay. So not every course has fieldwork. But if you're a certified teacher, you will be exempt from any course fieldwork hours. That I can tell you. So let's turn. Now, I wanted to show you something else real quickly. I pulled up a sample schedule for you for the summer. Can you see my screen with the schedule? Yes, is it sharing? Perfect. Thank you, Julianne. So I wanted to pull up a sample schedule. Now, for those of you that are interested in the childhood ed 1 through 6 and special ed all grades, okay? This is the schedule for those of you that will be doing that program. So you start on May 30th. The courses are synchronous online. What that means is synchronous means you will be logging in on camera on Saturdays with your professors and your classmates. Okay. So we give you the schedule as soon as you're admitted, and it's got the date of every class for your entire program. So you could see you start on May 30th, and as I scroll down, you're doing 6 credits in the summer, 9 in the fall, 12 in the spring, 9 in the summer, and 9 in the fall. So our programs are 18 months. It's accelerated. Again, each course runs 5 Saturdays, okay, on camera. For the majority of Saturday, it's usually 8:30 to 4. Some professors might do 9 to 3. They give you breaks. They might break you out into group projects or breakout rooms. They keep it very interesting. So again, it's up to the individual professor. But let's just say, for argument's sake, we'll just say 8:30 to 4, which is the typical time. But again, other professors may do later starts or earlier dismissals, okay? And you can see you don't have a class every single Saturday. We follow the DOE calendar. So the first course does have 1 to 5 classes in a row. Okay, and then you have the July 4th break you're off, and then this is 5 Saturdays. But as you go through the schedule, you'll see that some Saturdays are skipped, again, based on DOE calendar holidays. We try to follow that. Okay, and you have a nice break from December 19th to January 9th. You have a nice break from May 15th until, let me see, the summer, August 14th to September 11th. There's another month off. Okay. So again, you do have nice breaks here and there. There are some Saturdays that are skipped, and then you would just resume the following Saturday. A professor may say, "Hey, let's do next week asynchronous, and not log in." Again, it's technically a synchronous online program where you will be logged in, and you must have your camera on and be present. Okay. Um, there might be a time where you'll have two courses on the same 5 Saturdays just to kind of get this program into the 18-month time frame. So if that happens, I think it happens once. One course will be asynchronous and the other will still be your synchronous, okay? So that is the entire schedule. And again, all of our programs are 18 months. You can see you start in May of 26 and you're done in December of 27. So it's amazing to be done with your entire master's program, okay, in 18 months. So that's just an example of one of the schedules for the child ed and special ed. Now, let's open up the floor to questions. Somebody had put in the chat, if you're certified in general and special ed, do you have just general? Unfortunately, we do not offer any standalone general ed programs, okay? We just offer the dual programs or the special ed or TESOL by itself. Unfortunately, we do not have a standalone program for general ed. We did at one point, but it was very low interest. So we kind of archived that program. So let's open up the floor to questions. And yes, I can answer questions that Roxanne may have gone over about graduate loans. We can answer questions about the admission process, transfer credits, kind of anything I've gone over. So what kind of questions do you have for me? I know I'm not that good. There have to be questions.
So looking at the TESOL, you were saying that for the summer program, you have to already have certification.
For the special ed program?
No, for the TESOL program.
Yeah, no, the TESOL is starting in the summer. The special ed program is the one, if you want to start in the summer, you need to be certified. The special ed will be starting in the fall for non-certified students, but we are starting TESOL cohorts in the summer now. We started one last summer. It was very successful. So we decided instead of just fall, let's do another summer TESOL cohort. So you can absolutely do TESOL starting this summer.
Excellent.
And again, someone just put in the chat, are the master's programs online? Yes, they're completely synchronous online. So although they're online, you'll still be logged in on camera, okay? Oh, thank you, Donald James. Thank you for joining us. That was Donald James. He is the owner of site. He joined us for a little bit, incognito. And he did give us some good dad jokes in the beginning, so I do appreciate those. So we are starting another TESOL cohort in the summer. And again, like I said, they are synchronous, so you will be, although they're online, you'll be doing the entire program from the comfort of your own home. You'll just be logged in on camera. Again, it's nice because you meet your professors on camera. You meet all of your classmates on camera. All of our cohorts really tend to bond. They kind of form extended families and group chats. It's absolutely amazing. Um, Sandra, I'm going to send you all the PowerPoints and first thing tomorrow morning, okay? That everything we went over, it's all in the PowerPoint, okay? Absolutely, my pleasure. I'm going into the chat here and see what kind of questions we have in the chat. Let me see. Oh, this stupid AI thing. Here we go. Okay, let's see. Are there questions in the chat? Someone had asked several times. Yep. It is online. It is synchronous. Yeah, so I'm going to talk to Jessica tomorrow. They're live streaming this on their YouTube page, and I know that will be available for a while. The chat. Tell me what other questions you may have put in the chat. The chat is kind of not working. It's not letting me scroll down here. Oh, there it is. All of the someone wrote, are the special ed pre-K to grade 12 have on Saturdays? Yeah, every one of the master's programs we are offering you are synchronous, online, on camera on Saturdays. Okay. Of course, there's work to do during the week, but it's just like you're sitting in a classroom with the full live lecture, only from the comfort of your own home. Okay. So that's absolutely the way that works. You just like you're sitting in a classroom, but you're just doing it on camera, live instruction from the comfort of your own home. So tell me what questions you may have for me about any of the programs, financial aid.
Hi, Charles.
Hello there. I know, Mariana, how are you?
I'm good. And how are you doing?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you. So I'm finishing off my other program, so I want to get into my TESOL program. I'm
Everyone,
graduating.
this is one of my success stories. Mariana is finishing one of our cohorts. Tell us about your experience with the program.
Oh my gosh, I love it. It's been the greatest experience, and I have a wonderful cohort. And you are right, you do become like family. You move with the cohort with all your classes, so we do have a group chat. We keep each other accountable. We ask each other questions if you're unsure. And what was best about the whole program is some of our professors. We are in student teaching right now, so we just got to see our professors. So some of my professors, one of my professors that I had during one of my classes, she's my supervisor. She's my field supervisor at student teaching. So that was exciting. I'm happy about that. But I'm not. I want to get. I just want to get my TESOL out of the way so that I don't have to come back to school while I still have the energy. I just wanted you to tell me more about the. You said that there's a requirement for 4 classes, language classes. Do you mean like taking? When I was in college, I took 2 Spanish classes. Did I understand correctly?
Yes, so if you took 2 Spanish classes, in order for New York State to approve us recommending you for TESOL certification, you would just need 6 more credits in any language
Okay. All
by
right.
the time you finished that. So are you thinking of coming in for TESOL for your 30 and above?
Yes, I am. Crazy, right?
Not at all. Everyone, that's a good point. If you have 30 credits above your first master's, you go up in pay steps. And
Mm-hmm,
that's
mm-hmm.
exactly what Mariana is doing right now. She's coming back for her 30 credits above. She's going to do her second master's in TESOL.
Thank you so much, Charles. You're always so helpful.
You've been a success story, and it's been a
Uh,
blessing to work with you throughout your program.
it's always great to see your name. Good to see you.
Thank you. And right, I do answer emails quickly,
You
correct?
do. Like it's crazy. I would email you and I wouldn't check my, especially when I'm using my USMV email. I would email you, then I'd forget to check, and I'd realize that as soon as I logged out, you email back like 5 minutes later. It's insane how quickly, and not just you. I find that all the departments, because of we have to work with the library, they also email fast. I think maybe they understand that we're not on campus. So even if you call, there'll always be someone. Manny in IT. I don't know if he's still there. I haven't needed IT in a long time. So knock on wood. Manny in IT is very helpful as well. So
Yeah, Manny's amazing. And they just made him Chief Information Officer. He's now the CIO.
just like you. So you guys are going up in ranks. Congratulations.
And I look forward to you rejoining us for TESOL.
Thank you so much.
It's so good to see you. Thank you. And thank you for the shout out to the program, how much you're enjoying it. Thank you, Mariana. Another thing I wanted to mention, there are several teacher certification exams you'll be taking. The first one is the Educating All Students. And we have a professor in this program who is very beloved and widely requested, Professor Cheryl Washington. She teaches the free test prep for the EAS, the Educating All Students exam, which is the first exam you'll take. Now, Professor Washington will send you an invite to her online EAS test prep sessions, but she waits until after you've completed your first semester. So if those of you that are starting in the summer, you'll get the EAS test prep invite for the fall. She likes you to focus on your first semester of coursework first. Mariana, did you take advantage of any of Professor Washington's EAS test preps?
Absolutely, I did. I did, and she does send that blast, and you have to respond promptly. It's a small group. I think we're meeting on, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, I forget the day. And it's intimate. It's like, it's actually smaller than this, smaller than the people that are attending at the moment. And she does work with you one on one. She'll maybe put you in different groups. And I also took Professor Washington for my first class, I believe. So yeah, it was. I did take advantage of it. It's amazing. She teaches it very well.
Thank you. So yes, so the EAS test preps are free. They're also available. I think she either does Zoom or Microsoft Teams, and everyone who's taken her sessions has passed the EAS on the first attempt. We have the highest EAS pass rate in the state. We have a 98% pass rate on the EAS. Okay, so those will be free to you after your first semester has been completed. Someone put in the chat about student teaching. Again, I can't answer student teaching placement questions, but you can email me and we'll put you in touch with Dr. Sullivan. Somebody wrote, when is the deadline to apply for the summer cohort that starts on May 30th? I'm usually very flexible. We can allow you to apply right up to May 15th. They used to say May 1st, but I like to go into the middle of the month. So figure about May 15th. All right. That's a good time because this way it gives you time to get your documentation in for us to review you. All right. So I would say about May 15th is a good timeline. So tell me, what other questions do you have about anything we discussed tonight? And again, you'll get all these PowerPoints in the morning.
The testing, the EAS is now the new testing. I remember when I was taking tests, years ago now, I took an LASTATSW.
Absolutely. Those were abolished in 2014.
Is that what happened to them? So those scores don't even matter. Whatever I took, they don't matter.
Correct. The LAST and the ATSW, I took those myself back in the day. They abolished them in 2014, and then if they replace them with the EAS, the content specialty tests are still the same. So if you've taken those and passed them, they don't expire. They're still good.
All right, I
And
got a
then I don't know if
CST as
anyone
well.
ever heard of the Ed TPA. That was added for a while. It was a nightmare. So the state abolished it. There were students that were the most qualified teacher candidates that were failing the Ed TPA. I mean, it was ridiculous. And so that was, thank goodness it was abolished. No more Ed TPA. So you have the content, the EAS, and then the content specialty test for any certifications in your program. And your professors will hit on those throughout your program. And a lot of our courses, more and more of our courses are now addressing different parts of each certification exam. So we've incorporated unofficial test prep into our courses. So, in other words, the EAS, we usually say take that after your 2 semesters are done, because then you've gotten all the ELLs and the special ed components of that test in your coursework. And again, Professor Washington will go over that. But questions? What other questions do you have for me?
I'm looking at the John Russo posted the info request for the programs link in the chat, so I clicked on it real quick to look at it. And now for the select the program, it has online masters in early childhood and then online masters in special ed initial as separate. I'm interested in the early childhood special ed program, so which one of those two am I picking?
So tell me what it's showing you right now, Chelsea.
Right now, it says select program required, and the first option is online masters in early childhood, and then the third option is online masters in special ed slash initial and professional.
So do the early child because
So
that's
just
the
the early
dual
childhood. Okay.
certification. I'm going to ask John tomorrow to update that because that should also have the TESOL program and the childhood 1 through 6 with special ed all grades. Okay. But the early childhood, Chelsea, both general and special ed, those are both birth to grade too. You know, a lot of my students that have done the early childhood special ed component have been able to go into early intervention as well.
Yeah, that's why I'm interested. I'm actually in a para in a pre-K center now.
Okay, there you go. See that? So early intervention agencies, a lot of times they want the birth to two special ed because then you're focusing more on the pedagogical component of birth to two in special ed as opposed to all grades. So a lot of agencies do want the birth to two. So Chelsea, you're right on target with that.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Any other questions for me? Anyone? Don't be bashful. We're all a family here, and we're going to be a family as you go through the master's program. Questions for me at all?
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, Cheyenne.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I came a little late. If you can explain the internship certificate one more time?
Absolutely. Plus, we're going to send you all the PowerPoints that you missed, Cheyenne, when you joined us.
Okay.
So when you get halfway through any of our master's programs, minimum of 50%, you have the DASA workshop completed, and you have your fingerprints in your Teach account, and you have at least a 3.0 GPA at that halfway point, we will recommend you to the state for what's called an internship certificate. Now, that name is misleading because there's no longer an internship required for that. So it's your certification, your choice. If you're in a dual certification program, you can either get your general ed or your special ed issued at that point in the program, okay? Providing you've completed half the program, DASA and fingerprints are in your Teach account, Our teacher ed licensed administrator will recommend you in your teach account to the state, and you'll go in and apply. You'll get your internship certificate within a few days. And again, it's good. It expires when you graduate from the program. And again, I had mentioned earlier that there are many schools that honor the internship to hire you as a lead teacher. And I've seen schools that really don't honor it. They want you to be fully certified. But I've seen more schools than not honor the internship certificate. Okay, so that's something that's to think about. Hi, Katie, and you're an international teacher. You acquired your first degree in Jamaica. So, Katie, and we would need definitely some kind of a U.S. evaluation from any of the services. Spantran is quick because a lot of colleges in Jamaica don't always adhere to the U.S. grading system with the grades and the number of credits. So yeah, you would have to get us any kind of an evaluation, course by course. Okay, and again,
Uh,
we say Spantran. Yes, Kadian.
Hi, so I'm Kadian.
Nice to meet you.
I nice to meet you too. So I did got my degree evaluated, and it is equivalent to a bachelor's in elementary here. I attempted to do the teaching certification exams. I scored like I think the passing grade was like 519 and I score for the most part 500, 502 on my first try. So I wanted to know if there is any way that I could get like I don't know test prep or um
Yes,
yeah.
we after your first semester, we do
Mm-hmm.
offer free online EAS test prep. One of
Mm-hmm.
our professors offers it free online. And Katie, another thing to keep in mind, if you were close to the score, the passing score, you can get in touch with Nicole and teacher ed. There's some kind of a waiver that they offer you as far as I think it's for the paying again for taking the test over. So I can put you in touch with Nicole Morgan if you shoot
Okay.
me an email. I'm going to put my email in the chat in the meantime. But there
Okay.
is some kind of a waiver if you're close to the passing score. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure exactly what it is about, but Nicole Morgan can explain it. I think it keeps you from having to pay the full price again.
Okay.
Now, this is pretty good. This is remarkable that I'm doing this without my reading glasses. So my email is charles.frank@umsv.edu. UMSV is University of Mount St. Vincent.
Okay.
Once a student becomes admitted, you get your own UMSV account. So for instance, Katie, and yours would be it would be kfletcher.student@umsv.edu.
Okay.
Okay. Running miles, you would be rmiles.student@umsv.edu. So you'll all get your own UMSV email account, okay? And we always tell our students, please, once you're admitted and you get your login credentials, create your UMSV email account as soon as you can and monitor that every day. The reason why I say that, by law, any correspondence from financial aid, student accounts, your professors must go to your Mount St. Vincent email account only. Also, once a semester, not in the summer, you don't have to worry about that in the summer, we all get enrolled in cybersecurity training videos that we must do, okay? If we miss them, if we miss the deadline, they give you about a 20 or 30-day advance notice. It may be from Know Before, KNOWBE and the number four, or it might be from Vector, VECTOR. Again, you will not have to worry about them. They don't send them in the summer. But once a semester, we get enrolled in cybersecurity training and we must complete them within a certain amount of time by the deadline, or we get a registration hold and a $75 fine. Okay. I missed one myself one time and I actually had a $75 fine. So yeah, keep an eye on your Mount St. Vincent once you're admitted. Um, again, so the everything is online on camera. You'll be sent the link by your professors, usually a few days before each class starts. Plus, the link will be in Canvas. And once you're admitted, I'll walk you through how to access Canvas. Okay. So you'll find a link to log into each class session on camera in Canvas, plus your professors. We tell all professors, send the students the link to join class if they're having trouble getting into Canvas, but they will only send it to your Mount St. Vincent email account. So I'll walk you through setting everything up, okay? Questions for me?
Hi.
Hello, Cheyenne.
Okay. Is first I came in late, so I'd like to know what's the criteria? How do you become eligible to apply for the program? And is there any program that begins spring of 2026 and that is only a year?
Well, we're in spring 2026 now. So those programs have already, that cohort started on February 7th. So so you would have to do summer, fall, or next spring. This current spring, it's too late because those cohorts started on February 7th, okay? And again, to be eligible, we need you to, I'm going to send this PowerPoint to everyone tomorrow morning. You fill out the application to this exact program, okay? Two letters of recommendation, your transcripts, a writing sample, which you'll find in the application, and a current resume. We look for a 3.0 GPA, but we do not, that is not set in stone by any means. We realize things happen when you're in college, illnesses, parenting, caretaking for your parents or maybe a sibling, you're working full time. So we review every application equally and fairly. So that 3.0 is in no way set in stone, okay? Someone wrote that we offer the CLEP exam. We don't offer the CLEP exam, but you can absolutely take the CLEP exam for the foreign language credits. We completely and fully accept the CLEP exam. Absolutely.
Can you explain that foreign language again? How many
That-
credits do you need for foreign language?
That's if you're planning on doing the TESOL program,
Uh,
TESOL.
uh-huh.
Which program are you thinking about, Cheyenne?
I'm not sure yet. I wouldn't mind doing the TESOL program.
Now, the TESOL will certify you in ESOL, where you would be teaching in a classroom of English language learners or students where English is not their first language, ENLs. All
Hmm.
right, for the TESOL program, you must have, by the time you complete that program, 12 credits in any language other than English by the time you complete the TESOL program. So I review your transcripts when your application is complete and ready for a decision. New York State also accepts American Sign Language as a language other than English. So if you're missing any credits for that, I will let you know, and then I send you a list of possible options to complete them, anywhere from CLEP exams to SUNY online courses. There are so many options that I will send you when I let you know if you are missing any of those credits.
And you need those credits for the certification or you need it for the master's degree?
You don't
Both
need
or
them to
both.
get you don't need them to get your master's degree or to
Okay.
graduate or to receive your master's diploma, but our teacher ed department will not be able to recommend you for your certification in TESOL until they see that you've made up any credits you may have been missing and you are complete at those 12 credits. But you can still graduate and get your degree and your diploma without those credits, Cheyenne.
And how many credits is the TESOL program?
30 if you're a certified teacher, 36 if you're not a full certified teacher.
Why is it 36 if you're not a full-time teacher?
Because there's the addition of a literacy course and a special ed course.
Okay. And you also said that you accept 6 transfer credits?
Yes, as long as they're within 5 years, a B or better, graduate level, and closely aligned to courses in your program of choice.
Mm-hmm. And so this program is 18 months as opposed to 12 months.
Yeah, all of our master's programs are 18 months. The 30 credit programs for certified teacher run a little shorter. They run sometimes about 14 months. But yeah, all of our programs are 18 months. This program cannot be done in 12 months. It's accelerated enough as it is.
All right. Okay. Okay. So that's for the special ed program, all your programs.
Yeah, they're all 18 months. The 30 credit TESOL and special ed for certified teachers run a little shorter. They tend to run maybe a month or two over 12 months.
Okay. But halfway through the program, if you maintain a 3.0 average and above, you can be recommended for
The
that.
internship certificate, right. As long as you have a 3.0, you've completed half the program, and you have the DASA workshop and your fingerprints in your teach account.
Okay, but what if you're already a substitute teacher? Do you have to get more fingerprints?
If they're in your teach account, you don't have to be fingerprinted again, no. But a lot of times students are fingerprinted for the DOE, but they're not in their teach account. So you have to make sure that your fingerprints are in your teach account.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you said that's only halfway through the program where you can be recommended. So you would have to have taken at least 15 credits.
Which program are you considering?
Any of the programs, tell me
Well,
about
it's
them.
different though for each program. The childhood ed and special ed is 45 credits, so you would have to be at 22 and a half. The early childhood, general and special ed is 46 credits. You'd have to be at 23. The
Uh-huh.
non-certified 36 credit TESOL and special ed, you'd have to be at 18.
Okay,
Okay.
got it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody put in
Mm-hmm.
the chat, when does the fall program start? Our fall program starts the first Saturday in October. Um, Sometimes it's the second Saturday in October. We're trying to keep it to the first Saturday in October. So we start cohorts in spring. This spring cohort started February 7th. The summer cohort will start on May 30th. And then the fall should be the first Saturday in October. All right. So we start February, May, and October cohorts. Any questions for me?
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'll send
Okay.
everyone the PowerPoints that were used tonight, so everyone has them as a reference. So you can go back to them anytime.
Oh, what? How much is the tuition?
425 a credit.
Mm-hmm.
It's on that price is unbelievable. There's a
Mm-hmm.
$50 technology fee added one time each semester. And then at the end of your program, there is a $750 fee for each student teaching course you take.
Mm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hopefully I answered your questions okay.
Uh-huh. And how many student teaching courses do you have to take?
If you're in a dual certification program, there are two student teaching courses.
Okay.
Okay, if you're doing just the TESOL or special ed, then there's only one student teaching. So depending on the number of the certifications in your program, one or two, that dictates how many student teaching courses you take, one or two.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody wrote, does site offer any programs in the Bronx anymore? No, all of the site program partnerships are completely online. Nothing is in person anymore. Okay. It's great that everything is synchronous online now. You don't have to worry about going to Brooklyn, coming up to the Bronx anymore. So everything is completely synchronous online.
I have a quick question about taking out a loan. Bear with me because I've actually never done it before.
No worries, Chelsea. This is new to a lot of us.
I'm trying to do this loan free and debt free. But on the if I do have to take a loan now, when I apply, am I being given the full amount? I know that Roxanne said it gets split up, but am I being given the full amount for the entire program and they're just divvying it up or
No, so Chelsea, the way that works, so since you're starting in the summer, if you choose to start in the summer, Chelsea, you would do the 25-26 FAFSA
Mhm.
because that covered last fall, this current spring, and this upcoming summer. Okay.
Right. I'm actually planning to start in the fall.
Okay, so then you would do the 26-27 FAFSA.
Okay.
And then that will give you 20,500 broken up into three parts. So it'll be like 6,800 for fall,
Mhm.
68 for spring, and 68 for summer. So that 20,500, although it's going to cover you for fall, spring, and summer, it's broken up into three equal parts for each of those three semesters that it covers.
Okay.
And then
Got
as you go into past those three terms, then you'll do a new FAFSA and you get another 20,500. But you will not need that much for this program. At 425 a credit, you'll have more than enough. You'll never have to pay out of pocket or take out additional loans. The FAFSA is more than enough to cover this program. at
I'm
this
hoping
amazing
so.
school.
I'm trying to combine it with something that the DOE also offers. So I'm just, trying to be cost effective.
Oh, absolutely. And I always tell my students, never accept the full amount of the FAFSA that you're offered for each semester, because whatever you don't use, um, you're going to get a refund of what you didn't use if you accept the whole amount. And then you're going to have to pay that refund back with interest. So I always tell the students, just accept what you need each semester. Don't take the whole amount, the 6,800 for each semester, because you won't need that amount.
Okay, that's good to know.
Someone wrote the interest rate for the loan again. I think it's 8.08 right now. But that'll be on the PowerPoint that I'll send to everyone tomorrow. I believe that it's right now it's 8.08 or 8.18. And you don't have to start paying back your loan until after you graduate from the program, okay? And if you have any undergraduate loans that you're paying currently, you can put those in deferment while you're in grad school. So that's also something to keep in mind.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cheyenne, I'm sorry. Did you have another question? Cheyenne?
Yes, hi. Do you have any school counseling programs?
No, but SITE does offer school counseling programs through Alfred University. So I would contact SITE, Jessica at SITE. You can go right to their website, Center for Integrated Training and Education, right? Oh, thank you, John. So yeah, they offer, John Russo is absolutely amazing, but they do offer amazing programs in school counseling, mental health counseling. They also have school administration programs. So yeah, absolutely. Site offers every program imaginable through different partners. So it's an incredible partner. So yeah, they do offer school counseling. That was actually my master's back in the day. I'm going to talk to John. This is live streaming. Will they have access to this entire meeting after it's done live streaming, or?
Yes, it'll be on YouTube, on our site YouTube channel, which I'll put here, and it'll also just be, um, we can email it to people because we're gonna have the Zoom recording.
Wonderful. So yeah, so you can get your hand on the Zoom recording, and this is live stream. We get live streaming on their site's YouTube channel. Again, their website is Center for Integrated Training and Education. I believe it's citeprograms.com. CITE programs.com. I
Yep.
sound like a commercial. That's citeprograms.com. And again, if you check out the site website, you can see all the partners, all the schools, all the programs. It's an absolutely amazing partner. So if those of you that want school counseling or mental health counseling, yeah, you can absolutely go to the site website. I have to warn you though, the guidance counseling jobs are few and far between. I went almost a year without even an interview. I mean, that's how bad it was. So it's really hard to find jobs these days in school counseling. What they're doing is they used to have a counselor for the elementary level, the middle school, and the high school. A lot of school districts are kind of combining all three different lower, middle, and higher levels into one or two counselors. So just something to keep in mind. But any other questions for me, anyone at all? And if not, we're going to let you go off and enjoy your evening. We want you to go in and have you still have plenty of time to enjoy this evening. I'm sure you don't have to worry about shoveling snow anymore. A lot melted today, but any other questions for me at all? If not, we're going to let everyone just go off and enjoy your evening. Thank you. Thank you for joining us tonight, for taking time out of your evening to join us. Again, you will get all of the PowerPoints that we used tonight. You'll be able to view this on the site YouTube channel, and you'll be able to get a copy of this, which is being recorded on Zoom. So we'll make sure everything is in your hands tomorrow morning. And Mariana, thank you again for joining us. It was so nice to have our potential students hear from a student who's almost done with the program, and that meant the world. So thank you for that, Mariana.